Hey guys, welcome back to Pavalauda, and welcome back to Café Enchanté. I swear to God, I said this last episode, I'll say it again, I'll reiterate it as many times as possible in hopes that this will not happen, but if Misyr is dead, I will literally throw hands. I will be so upset. Oh God, I really hope he's okay. It's weird because it's like, did Noah mean like, oh, I'm going to turn you into a human and have you live out the rest of your life in the human world? Or did he mean, I'm going to turn you into a human so that you can die in the human world and that can be your last remaining happiness? Because I swear to God, if it's the second, I'm going to fucking scream. I mean, even if it's the first, that's a fucking shock too. Like, but, or it could be like, oh, I'll let you live out the remainder of your life in the human world, like, as like a demon, so he could also die as a demon there. I don't know. Okay, let's just get right into it. Here we go. Ooh, brace myself. Remaining in my ears, the sound of ash blowing in the wind for thousands upon thousands of years. And someone desperately calling my name only to be silenced. The voice of someone I cherish. He's alive! He's alive! The first thing that leapt out at me was a ceiling of familiar hue. This place. Enchanté's empty room. Why am I in a place like this? I can't remember. My mind is in a hazy fog. What was I doing? Up until now. Where? The questions repeat several times. An intense pain pierces my chest. It resurrects my memories in an instant. Wee-oo, this is your Puffalauda trigger warning. Well, sort of. It's like a mini trigger warning-ish, because the only things that are call-outs that I would normally put are flashbacks to the previous episode. So, if you weren't comfortable with watching those, I would just suggest maybe reading about what happens with Misyr's route, just because the entire path is littered with flashbacks. It's really hard for me to kind of clip every single one of them. So that would be what I would suggest. I'll call them out anyways, just in case. If you're not comfortable with blood, if you're not comfortable with screams of pain, there is like a fight sort of ish that happens. There's some physical violence and stuff. So again, if you're not comfortable, I totally get it. If you can handle or stomach a little bit of it, I definitely would, because this is a major plot point, which is unfortunate, but it's major. So if you can, I definitely would, but I can understand if you don't want to. For the rest of you folks, let's buckle up and suffer together. Woo.
Bye bye, Misyr.
I recall the memories pouring out from my mind aren't from a dream. I sit up immediately.
そうだ。俺は終わりの世界で。琴音！琴音！
I called to her despite the pain in my throat, but I received no answer to my cry.
そんな。まさか俺はあの世界に彼女を置いて。
Today, what's the date? What time is it? How many hours have passed since she was taken into that world? No, that's wrong. If I have time to think about things like that.
今すぐゲートに彼女を探しに行かないと。
My body was in anguish, but I spur myself on and managed to get out of the bed without falling to the ground. After rushing out of the room, I staggered down the stairs. I nearly slipped several times, but I finally make it down into the shop. Unlike the usual scene, the owner This is a lonely space without her. Standing in front of my objective, the room at the gate.
Yeah.
リンド。
丸2日。君はピクリともしなくてね。さすがの僕も焦ったよ。
2 days. For 2 whole days, I left her in that world. Both despairing and impatient, I continued to walk forward.
どこ行くつもりだい?
The answer was clearly written in the panic on my face. Blocking my path, he approaches me and speaks with a tender voice.
落ち着きなよ。僕のお手製でよければ、コーヒー入れてあげるからさ。
Rindo, how can you be so calm? You know what's going on.
それから、互いに情報共有を。
I'm in no mood for Rindo's interrogations. It feels like I'm in a feverish delusion and I only have one thing on my mind.
琴音を助けに行かないと。
I brush Rindo aside and head towards the gate, but he grabs my arm with ease with one hand.
君の焦りがわからないとは言わない。彼女の身が何より心配なのもわかる。けどね、少なくとも今の君にできることは何もないよ、ミシェル。
離せ！邪魔！
My way. I try to shake off Rindo's hand as I scream my emotion, but my arm can't budge a thing. A strange sensation. If I recall, even compared to Connors and everyone, I have more strength than this. Rindo is an ordinary human, yet he's easily restraining me. I shouldn't be this weak. After all, well, whatever I am, I'm non-human.
いつもひょうひょうとしていた君がそんなに取り乱すなんてね。とにかく今は冷静になるんだ。そして状況を理解するんだね。
I have guess, but I'm a little afraid to say it. Rindo releases my arm as he gives his advice. He urges me to look, and there, looking down on my own body. Oh no! Oh, picture get! Oh shit! The first thing to enter my view is my fingertips. They were round and lost their edge. The robe and the clothing that usually adorns me, they've disappeared.
Huh?
Oh god! Picture get! I nervously touch around my ears and felt no indicator of my horns. Then I finally become aware of my body. He's human. Oh. Oh, Misyr, no! No longer did I hold the form of the Demon King of Café Enchanté. All that's left is this convalescent, this form of a frail, weak human.
なんだこれ。
Although not so unusual to see, as I utilized magic to imitate a human, much like the one I am now. But during the time I was unconscious, I couldn't have been able to do such a thing. I have a bad feeling. Right away, I try to gather my magic power into my palm, and it didn't matter what kind, just activate any sort of magic. There's no sign of magic, or even magic power collecting.
理解できたろ？君が寝てる間にね、アスモデウスにも見てもらったんだ。今の君の体は全ての魔力を失っているそうだ。その姿といい、今の君は正真正銘、ただのどこにでもいる普通の人間になったんだよ。
Oh my god. Oh my god. Kotona's gonna die! She's gonna be dead! She's gotta be dead by now. She's been there for like, what, 3 days? Like, no, yo, this is probably the worst thing that could have... Okay, I don't know why I hit that button out of horror, but this is probably the worst thing that could have possibly happened, because now nobody can go and save her. She's gonna die.
人間。俺が今さら。
After living tens of thousands of years in that grotesque form.
ミシェル・アレックス。これ以上彼女を独占しないでよ。君はもう異形の姿も滅びの力もない存在。無力で無価値な存在。君はあっちで幸せになればいい。これは僕からの最後のプレゼント。
So I was kind of right that he just tossed him in and was like, this is my party gift to you, and he just changed him into a human. I was afraid that he was going to be like, I'm going to change you into human and you're just going to die human, you know, because that, honestly, if I was him, I would have done that.
バイバイミシェル。
They just want to include the blood and the bye-bye. A chill shoots through my body, and I immediately place up my hand on my chest, but I still feel a pulse. I realize then that this hasn't killed me.
全ての力を奪われた感覚。
From what I heard, I was covered in blood and completely naked. I was collapsed like I was dead in front of the gate. My horns, claws, robe, everything. It was all made from magic power, and it was part of my non-human form. If it's gone, that's all the evidence I need to know that now I'm completely powerless. It's true, I wanted to return to my humanity. Just a short time ago, the thought of being able to spend more time with Kotone would have brought me to tears. However,
なんでこのタイミングで無力な人間なんかに。
now, at this time, losing the power I had is simply misery and nothing else. Yep. God. I stagger as I head toward the gate, and this time Rindo doesn't stop me. Yeah, that's right. Having power or not doesn't matter. As soon as possible, I need to go save Kotone. I promised, after all.
今度は俺が君を救って。
I go speechless, and before my eyes, the gate that should be closed clatters and shakes, and the leaking from the slight gap from another world, the wind of ruin. The room, exposed to that breath, is filled with gray smoke. As I stand there confounded, Rindo, eyes cast down, mutters behind me.
これはこのゲートに限ったことじゃない。今や全てのホールや亀裂、人間界だけじゃない。他の異世界のその全てが君がいた世界に強制的につながってしまったんだ。
Well, we're fucked. A sad world that ushers in death by simply existing within it. No longer non-human, having become a human. If I set a foot inside, and the result of that, I know better than anyone what would happen. However, still,
いいか、なきゃ。たとえ死んでも、俺は彼女を。
I want to save her. I need to save her. I am going to save her. Repeating this in my head, my hand reaches towards the gate. From behind, Rindo restrains my body and drags me back to the shop. Then... Jesus!
いい加減にしろよ!
Okay, I'm sorry, Rindo. Jesus! Rindo, take it easy! This guy literally just came back from a fucking, like, getting stabbed in the chest, and now you're just gonna beat him up? He has literally 2 days of recovery. He slams me against a wall and punches me clean across the face.
なんで何も言わないんだ? 今の君に何ができる? この僕にすら劣るような君に彼女が助けられると思ってるのか?
I don't think I've ever seen Rindo this pissed. Rindo takes a big breath, then tightly clenching his fist.
頼れよ! 僕たちを! ここで君があの世界に向かったところで無駄死にだ! 僕たちの仲間が一人消えるだけ! 彼女だけじゃなく、君は僕たちに 友人すら失わせるつもりなのか。
You could have said that without punching me in the face.
リンド。
This unusual anger of his shakes my mind violently. I look to the gate. If I'm being honest, I just want to jump in this very second. I don't care if I die. I need to save her. That's all there is. But right now, if I died now, it wouldn't help her at all. His yelling reminded me of that reality, and allows me to find my composure after I had lost sight of what I needed to see. I rub my stinging cheek and take a deep breath, and let out a laugh, sudden and awkward.
ちょっと殴る力強すぎない？俺一応病み上がりなんだけど。
That's what I'm saying! It was so out of nowhere.
困った魔王様にはこのぐらいのお灸がちょうどいいだろ。
Rindo's arm, gripped to my collar, begins to relax its strength. Then we start talking about what happened, including the time I was absent. What a mess. Oh, now we're Rindo? Oh my god. What is going on? Kotone went missing, most likely the night before last. From what I heard from you, it was around that time that the young man called Noah dragged her into the gate. We arrived at Enchanté the next day. After realizing she was missing, we put our efforts into trying to locate her. At the time, Ignis and Canis, who had been searching for you, also returned to Enchanté. We had made a thorough sweep of the surrounding area, the entire town, but there was no sign of her anywhere we looked. As a result,
ゲートにかかったプレートはオープンのまま。つうことは、ああ、やはり異世界に向かったのだろう。
ゲートを一人で自分からくぐるとは思えないし、やっぱり天崎島の時みたいに変な現象で飛ばされたのかな。
だろうな。帝が開発したという装置が飛ばされた先はミシェルのいる世界が最も可能性としては高いはずだが、それも断言はできん。
一番手がかりになりそうな装置の録音機能とやらも大半が雑音ばっかりだったしな。
as Ignis said, the devices installed by Mikado may be influenced by your world or maybe just a coincidence. They mostly didn't pick up any decent sounds.
しゃねえ。できることからやるしかねえな。片っ端から探しに行くとしようぜ。
現状の我らにできることはせいぜいその程度だな。
Thus, Canis went to Medio, Ignis went to Bestia. Each returned to their homeworld to try and find her. But, sometime after they both had left, an abnormality occurred. Suddenly, a fierce ringing sound assaulted the ears of the entire world, and with that signal... Oh, Jesus. Those fissures made an appearance in the human world. Of course, they damaged their surroundings, but in some areas, Spartoi even appeared, causing major panic. Everything was in chaos. Government agencies globally, including the GPM, were overcome. Even worse, the gate on Enchanté and the GPM's wormhole. All connections around this world to alternate worlds were overwritten and only provided a connection to your world. It's likely that the gates in the other worlds were no exception to this. That means Canis and company can't return to the human world. So we're screwed. So we literally can't even contact any of the other guys to help. Oh, Jesus. The human world. Realizing the situation at hand in this world and others, Misyr sighs and nods.
つまり終わりの世界による各世界への侵食ってわけか。
世界の侵食、言えて妙だね。ところで今ミシェルの言った終わりの世界っていうのは？
ああ、 俺が勝手にそう呼んでるだけだけどね。便宜上、俺の本当の世界の呼び名だよ。
It's so weird to see Misyr without his usual, like, stuff. Like, look at him. He just looks so, like, I don't want to say naked, but kind of naked. Like, I'm not used to it.
なるほど。それにしては名は体を表すというか、随分なことをしてくれちゃってるけど。
I'm aware of that more than anyone. Misyr grumbles and holds his temple.
ともかく、その世界の侵食について、まずは原因の特定をするべきだと思ってね。起き抜けで悪いんだけど、ミシェル、今から GPM に。
原因というか、きっかけなら分かってるよ。
Finally, God, tell us. Putting Rindo's surprise aside, Misyr takes a deep breath and speaks these words firmly. It's as if he's telling himself for the first time as well.
あの世界が本当に狙っていたのは人間界ただ一つ。そればかりか、人間界の中のたった一人。俺たちもよく知る女性。
But why?
淡きことね。
琴音ちゃん。
そう。終わりの世界が彼女という存在を求めた結果がこの世界の侵食ってわけさ。
And, after receiving more information, Rindo summarizes what he said, despite his confusion.
つまり君の住んでいた終わりの世界、それにはもともと人格のようなものが宿っていて。
Wait, so does that actually mean that Noah is the world? Because I swear to God.
それがノアと名乗り、彼女を自分の世界へと呼び込もうと人間界へ侵食したっていうこと？
It's called Noah? Noah is the world? So the world is... What's the world want with her? I don't understand anymore. Rindo speaks awkwardly and Misyr quietly nods with no trace of hesitation. Astonishment. He had no other words to respond with.
俺だって未だに驚いてるよ。数万年あっちに住んでても全然気がつかなかったわけだし、どういう理屈でいつからあの世界に人格が宿って何がきっかけで彼女を求めたのか、正直さっぱりだよ。
Yeah, that's fucking weird. For the time being, putting the conclusion simply,
一つの世界そのものが意志を持った人外で僕らの敵ってことか。
great. Now even the world's against us, literally. Such a thing can make a man like Rindo pray. However, just because of this, neither has the personality to give up.
あの世界に普通の人間が向かったとしてどのぐらい生きていられる？
長く持っても24時間。
So she's already dead.
ただそれはあくまでも肺か確実な死までの時間。基本は苦痛で指一本も動かせない。ノアは彼女を殺さないと言ってたし、そこだけは例外だと思いたいけど。
And the truth is, Koltone was still physically active for a while after entering that world. But despite that, there's no guarantee that Noah won't harm Koltone. It doesn't change her dangerous situation.
カヌスとイグニスがいないなら、残った戦力は俺と君の2人だけ。あれ、そういえばイルは一回も話に出てこなかったけど。
ああ、伝え忘れてごめん。イルも展開に彼女を探しにね。
Huh.
そっか。いるも。
After thanking everyone internally, Misyr solidifies his determination again.
ともかく彼女を救うためには終わりの世界に行く必要がある。無策で突っ込むことはしないけど、その意志を曲げるつもりはないよ。
Oh, Lord.
ああ、分かってる。僕だって彼女を助けるために全力を尽くすよ。
Rindo nods in agreement.
ミシェル、さっき僕が言いかけた件、GPM でのことなんだけど、彼女を助けることにつながると思う。その下準備をしてもらうから少し電話をしてくる。ちょっと待ってて。
Rindo scans the outer wall of Enchanté, which fortunately has not been affected by the fissures, then presses the call button on his phone.
ああ、ミシェルが目覚めたから例のものの準備を進めるよう帝に伝言してくれる？けど本当にいいのかな、あのことをミシェルに伝えなくて。
Who's that? In response to Misyr's question, in place of the busy Mikado, the person entrusted with his phone, rather, the Demon King.
くどい！あの天使イルが天界にさらわれたことはエセ魔王には伏せておけ。
Why are you taking over? He roars.
今エセ魔王は我が花嫁のことでいっぱいいっぱいだろう。そこに天使の問題まで挟んだらキャパオーバーするに決まっている。
I mean, that's true, but...
そもそもその天使本人が自分のことは後回しにしろとそうメッセージを残したのだからな。あんなけなげな願いを俺様たちがかわんで何とする。
Okay.
まあね。
Well, invasions and her aside, he's pretty good at reading the room. His character isn't so bad either. Rindo's idea of Asmodeus has improved. However, if the devices Mikado installed in each room didn't have a sound recording function, they likely would have misunderstood that Eel had also gone to the world of end times. Oh, well then at least they have that.
今天界には未曾有の危機が訪れている。その危機に対抗するためには本来の姿に戻ったお前の力が必要だ。
To think at this worst possible timing, Mikado's assistant, no. Apparently an angel, Solitus, would reveal his true identity and whisk Eel away to the heavenly world. Of course, Rindo is also worried about Eel, but it's exactly as Asmodeus said.
何よりも琴音とミシェルを
Eel himself. Just before being teleported by Solitus, he had left such a message.
まさかあの天使が魔界にも伝わる断罪の天使だとは夢にも思わなかったが、最強の天使である以上大抵の困難は自力で突破するだろう。そもそもな、俺様たちに天界へ向かう手段がない以上花嫁のことを優先するしかないであろう。
Rindo can only nod at Asmodeus' sound argument. As Misyr rides in his car and heads to the GPM headquarters. Well, we're gonna stop here, I guess. This is a mess. Who designed this? Who did this route? Route. I don't know. Whatever. I'm so lost. Like, Noah is the world. The world is kidnapping Kotone, like a mere human, for what reason? I have no idea. Like, they turned Misyr into a human, so Misyr's now almost completely useless other than the fact that he has the knowledge. But Oh, God. Everybody's not around, so it's literally just Misyr and Rindo, an old man, and a guy who's just getting used to being human, wandering the streets. Like, oh, God, I'm so nervous for them. Oh, God. Well, next episode, I guess we're gonna find out if Kotone's alive or not. Jesus Christ.